Hey everybody, and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, health, fitness, mindset and body from where you are right now to being absolutely unstoppable. Today I want to talk to you about conditioning, the conditioning of yourself to get a different outcome. This is really, really important and incredibly powerful because no matter where it is that you are with your goals right now, whether that be any aspect of your goal, whether it be your health and fitness, whether it be your mindset, whether it be your career, whether it be your wealth, relationships, spirituality, whatever aspect that you want to look at, you are not going to be naturally good at it when you first do it. Now, there are some things that you might do where you're better than, say, me at doing it or someone else at doing it, but you're not going to be great at something straight away. You don't just get in a car for the first time and you're the world's best driver, right? You have to practice, condition yourself to learn how to do it through different elements of the weather, through different lengths of time, on different road surfaces, in different types of vehicles, in different types of traffic, all of those things. So we can condition ourselves to do that. Now, one of the biggest realizations that I had in my life has been that I'm not good at things when I first start out. And in order for me to be able to do it properly, it seems to me to take longer than it would take someone else. That's just how it seems to me. Now, whether the reality of that is true, I'm not really sure, but it just seems to me that it takes me longer to be able to do things, to be able to get the outcomes that I want. And that's okay because I know that that's just my stuff, my journey. So if it means I have to work harder, if it means it's going to take me longer, then so be it. I don't cry and whine about it. I just realize that, okay, well, maybe this won't happen as quickly for me as it will for someone else. That's just my lot. So I deal with it. But the gift in what I'm saying here is I've realized that, yeah, I'm not going to be good when I first start doing something, but it doesn't mean that I can't do it. And there are many different things that I've tried in my life that I haven't been good at, haven't been great at, but if it's been something that's been really important to me, something that I feel, wow, I feel that this is a burning desire in me to get better at this, to get good at it, to become great at it, to become unbelievable at it, to become an authority in it. If that's the case, then that lights this fire within me that says, I'm going to keep doing this until I can get it right. And if that means I need support and help and coaching along the way, then I'm going to get that. Why? Because this is so important to me. And that's a really important point to note. You don't have to be good at stuff in order to become great at it one day. So what I've learned is if I can find within myself why that's really important to me, then I'll keep doing it until I can get it right. Because let's face it, life is really tough. Being great at anything is really tough. And if that's where you want to land, then you've got to be prepared to put in sacrifice and hard work, blood, sweat and tears. There's going to be failure, but it's going to be worth it in the end because you want it that badly. And I think this is really amazing because you may have heard people talk about the 10,000 rule. So in order for you to be good at something, it's going to take you 10,000 repetitions or, to be great at it. And 10,000 repetitions if it's an exercise, 10,000 hours, 10,000 whatever it is, that it's going to take you a long time in order for you to be able to become great at it. And that's really okay. Because if you're expecting to be great at it, you've got to realize that it's not going to happen quickly. It's not going to happen at 2,000. It's not going to happen at 5,000. It's going to happen at 10,000. When I first started coaching people, I thought, wow, I didn't know what to say. I was a little bit awkward. I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to go about the certain things that I wanted to get across, how I was going to coach somebody to be the best version of them, how was I going to get the best message to them, I didn't know how to do that. But I thought, well, you've got to start somewhere, just start talking. And as I've gone on further and further, you become, well, I guess you come to know exactly what it is that you need to say to somebody because of your previous experience. Now, I think I've done close to 20,000 sessions now, whether they be group sessions, whether they be individual sessions. I've done a lot. So if I think about back to my very first session to where I am now, there's a lot of work that's gone on in between. And it's not just conducting the sessions, it's learning about myself, it's about reading different books about coaching, reading about different elements of mindset, working my own mindset to get the best performance out of myself, and then understanding how I can articulate that in a way to explain it to people so that they can get the results that they're looking for as well. And so I found that in order for me to become good at the things that I wanted to do, I needed to condition myself. I needed to be able to practice the things that I wanted to get better at. And where that really all started was with my mindset. I needed to be able to get up each day and realize that, yes, I'm not where I am yet, but that's okay. Because often you can watch a movie and you can see somebody's success, and even though it may take years in the movie, it happens over the course of 90 minutes or so, and we can get motivated by that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that tomorrow morning when we wake up and we're going to be motivated, it doesn't mean that we're going to get that result this week or next month or next year. And maybe, like in my case, it's taken 10 years to be able to get the success that you're really looking for. But that's okay. I'm sure there are many things I could have done a lot quicker and a lot smarter and a lot better along the way, but I just didn't. I just didn't do them for whatever reason. I just take that as being, well, I'm learning something as each day goes by, and as long as I'm conditioning myself to be the best version of myself each day, the fact that I'm learning each day, the fact that I'm trying to grow myself each day, then everything else kind of falls into place. But you've got to have a target to aim for, don't you? You can't just hope that these things are going to show up in your life in a successful way. You've got to aim for it, and you've got to work at it consistently every single day. Here's the challenge. You've got to find a target to aim for first. And this is one of the biggest problems that people suffer. They don't aim for anything. They don't define a target. They just hope if they go out there each day, do their thing, that they will be successful, and that success is normally defined by most people as an accumulation of enough money to do the things that they want to do on their terms when they retire, or just each weekend. But when you're very clear about what it is that you want, then that just changes everything. It narrows your focus. If you're really clear about why you want to do it, and then you realize that in order for me to get to the top of my game in this space, I need coaching, then you get the right coach, and then that coach should really guide you very carefully to get the outcomes that you need. And that means that you've got to do things differently. You've got to condition yourself every day to grow more, to do the things that you need to get successful. And your coach will help you with that. I mean, it's a very simple example with a health and fitness transformation. Then if you just go to the gym every day and you're trying to get better, and you think, well, I'll just stay there longer, I'll work harder, I'll do this. You watch what other people do, and you might like their physique, and you'll say, well, if they're doing that, I better do that too. But the problem with that is that you're different to them. Even if you're the same height and you look like you've got the same sort of build, you're different. And you don't know everything that they're doing. and you don't know that that's necessarily the best way, and you don't know whether it's the best way for you. So you can condition yourself the wrong way just as well as you can condition yourself the right way. And unfortunately, most people condition themselves to do the wrong things in life, or to do too much of the wrong things and not enough of the right things, but they want a different answer all the time. So if we go back to that example, if you're just turning up to the gym every day or a couple of times a week and exercising, then great. Are you going to be better than if you just stayed at home and did nothing? Well, logic would say yes, unless you're being silly in the gym and you're potentially injuring yourself or worsening an injury each time. But for most people, that's not going to be the case. So they're going to be better off. But are they really getting to where it is that they want to? Well, for most people, the answer is, well, maybe, because they haven't really defined what it is that they really want. But now let's just say that they have defined that they want a weight loss goal of a certain number of kilos and they want a certain level of energy and so forth. If they don't then follow a structured program, then they will find that quickly they're going to run out of motivation. They're not going to get the results because they're kind of flip-flopping all over the place. They're not following a structured or tailored meal plan to help support where it is they want to get to. They're not following a supplementation program either. Their sleep might be a bit all over the place. Their water intake isn't right. They just don't have a complete program that links everything in so that the person can see, if I consistently do these things every day, if I condition myself to eat my 6 meals a day and get each topic we're talking about here, you could break it down into 1,000 pieces and say, well, you've got to make sure you do all these things because that means this. Getting protein in means this. How often do you get it in? How much do you get in? Where do you get the protein from? Should you be eating the same protein all the time? Which proteins are better? Which carbohydrates should be having? When should you be having your high energy versus your low energy carbohydrates? What are great snacks to be having? All of those things. But when you become so conditioned, like the way that I am, to live the life that I do, it just becomes a part of your lifestyle. So what have I done? I've conditioned my lifestyle to be healthy. I've conditioned myself to work out 3 times a week. I've conditioned myself to make sure that I keep up my walking for about 10,000 steps so that it can help not only help my mental health, but also give me support for my back as well. So making sure that I'm drinking enough water. I know that helps flush out the toxins. I know that I need to take my supplements every day. I know the ones that work best for my body. I know the protein powders that I should be taking. I know the smoothies I should mix up and which ones work best for me. I know which high energy carbohydrates like your bread, pastas, grains, rice, all that kind of stuff. I know which ones work best for me. I know the quantities that I should be having to give me the optimal body that I want. I know the number of calories approximately that I should be eating each day. I know the amount of protein I should be eating with each meal. I know which workouts I need to be doing. I know that I need to have a very structured strength training program over like 12-week blocks so that I can get the best out of my body. I know that I need to do all those things because when I do, that's when I thrive the most. I know that I need to take breaks through the year so that I can break up my training blocks and get the best possible results out of my body. I know that I need to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to hit a wall at some point. I know that I need to rest adequately. I need to get probably 7 hours sleep in order for me to be performing at my best. I know I need to do those things. Now, did I know when I first walked in the gym that very first day back in February 1988? No, I did not. I did not. I didn't know what to eat. I didn't know how to train. I got a coach there and he showed me what to do. He taught me what to eat, how to train, how to do each lift the right way. I mean, you can go into each lift, each exercise that I might prescribe for somebody and explain in depth, well, these are the muscles that we're working. Why are we working those muscles? What does that have an impact on your body transformation and health transformation? How does that work? Well, I can do that now, but when I first started, I couldn't do it. I didn't realize the importance that food was having. I didn't realize how much protein I needed to be having and when and how often. I didn't know those things, but I've now conditioned myself to know these things and to do them frequently, so that just like getting up in the morning and putting on your shoes and tying your shoelaces, you don't now think about that, right? You might think about, oh, I've got to put shoes on today, but you don't think about, okay, well, I put the shoe on, and I pull the tongue of the shoe out, and I, tighten them on each shoelace, and then I cross it, and then I do a bow, and then I wrap it around, and then I pull it through. And you don't think about that because you've done it so many times before that you just do it naturally, just like driving the car. You don't have to get in the car each time and say, okay, how do I drive again? You just do it. And this is like your healthy lifestyle. You condition yourself so it becomes part of your lifestyle. It's not something that you have to think of every day. You might change some of the components of what you do each day, but it just becomes ingrained in you. You've conditioned yourself now to do this daily. Now, I know that's a pretty clear example for you, but when it comes to the success of your business, say, or in the success of your job, what you have to do is condition yourself with the right daily blueprint for success, so that you can condition yourself to the high performance traits that are going to get you to where it is that you want to get to. Growing yourself every single day. Doing those things that you know are going to help promote you from where you are to where it is that you want to be. I mean, back when I was in corporate life, if I had a coach there, I mean, you've got your managers and that kind of stuff, but if you had a coach, gosh, I would have got far better, better and different outcomes than I did. But you don't know what you don't know. So depending on where you are in your career and life and your age and everything, and where you are in terms of the level of success that you currently have or you want, then I'm here to tell you, you've got to keep working. You've got to keep working at it. You've got to stay passionate. You've got to get the right coach for you in that relevant aspect that you want to become the best at, and do what they say. Condition yourself to be the best version of you every single day across multiple areas, and accept the fact that this will not happen overnight. This will not happen within a week, maybe not a month, maybe not a year. Like me, for the success of my business, it's taken 10 years to get me to that point where I said, yeah, now I'm in that area of being successful where I thought I would be after 6 months and 12 months of being in business. It just didn't happen for me that way. And that was incredibly frustrating. But now upon reflection, I realized that those things had to happen. Those certain things had to fail so that I could then later succeed. Because I guess if success had come too early for me, then maybe I wouldn't have appreciated it as much. Maybe I would have become complacent and lazy and just not done all that extra work that I needed to get to the level that I am now. When things are too easy, it's just, for me, it just doesn't seem like that's the right path for me. I need to do it harder. And that might sound bad, and it mightn't sound like something that you want to have to do, but that's the way that I have to do it. And if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for you. It's tough. Life can be tough, but it's worth it. And it's worth you putting this work in. So your key is to condition yourself every day around the success principles for each area where you want to get better, and you need to do them consistently. This is what I love about the transformation of a body, the transformation of your health. Because you find out what you need to do, you do the work, you get the change, you feel better, and you can see it in your body, particularly if it's a weight loss journey, because that's the easiest one to see, that, wow, I've made these changes. Look, here's what I used to look like. Here's what I look like now. And I feel so much more energized, and you feel more confident, and you feel proud of yourself. Your confidence, your self-esteem improves dramatically. And that's really exciting for you. You can do these same things with every other area of your life as well. And they can become just as satisfying, if not more satisfying in some cases, than your health and fitness. What you have to do is find the success principles. What's the easiest way and fastest track way to get you there? Find the coach in the area where you want to get better and find their success principles, get coaching from them and implement and take action every day. And after a while, you'll find that you become conditioned. If you listen back probably a number of weeks now, I recorded a podcast around my lack of passion that I used to have. And this is where I first discovered Tony Robbins. And I was listening just on YouTube in the background while I was working at my desk, and he just kept coming up. And I thought, okay, maybe there's something in this. So I bought one of his programs. So I did one of his programs, and then I did his personal power program, which would be the one that I'd recommend to you if you want to do something with him. And I said, he's asking me to do these things that I really don't understand why I'm doing them. But I read the testimonials, I hear the testimonials, he's great at what he does in the mindset space. I thought, if it's good enough for all these people, then maybe I'm just missing something. So what I need to do is just have faith in the process and do it. And so I was doing these things over and over and over and over. And there were some daily tasks that he got me to do, which I didn't understand at the time, how this was going to equate to ultimately me being more passionate, me being more successful, me just loving life more and being more passionate about everything. But I reckon it was for about 2 years that I did these things over and over. And I would go back and I would redo things and have another, come at it from a different angle. And I just kept going and going and going. And then, guess what? It wasn't like one day I woke up and said, boom, today is the day I'm conditioned. But what did happen was a couple of years went past, and then one day I just realized, wow, I didn't have to listen to that today to achieve that outcome. I didn't have to do, X, Y, Z to achieve this outcome today, because it's now just part of me. I just naturally do it. And that was a real magic moment for me, because I thought, wow, I've conditioned myself to do this. I'd conditioned myself to do many other things in my life, but I hadn't conditioned this change in me to become more passionate and enthusiastic and just loving what I did more. And that was a really powerful moment for me. So we can do this, all of us. We can do it together. All you need is a driving passion focused on that target that you want to aim for. And then you just keep doing and doing and doing. So if you want to connect with me, go to thementaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, opt in for a free consultation there, and let's connect. Let's have a conversation. Let's make 2021 your best year ever, because it can be. You can condition yourself to have a way better life than you currently do. I'm doing it. I didn't say I've done it, because I think you continually work on it, becoming better and better and better. And that's what makes it exciting, because you don't know what's ahead of you yet. But if you keep striving for more, more will come. See you tomorrow.